Hey, what's up guys, it's Famous and welcome back to another commentary. This time around I'm doing something a little more personal, kind of giving you guys a little sneak peek inside my life and kind of giving you guys a little bit of a context on my whole spiel, if that makes sense. Anyways, if you guys want to leave a like and a favorite down below, I mean, I don't think people ask for favorites anymore, but you know, whatever. If you want to leave a like down below, that'd be appreciated. Maybe even comment if you're feeling up to it. Go follow my Twitter, my Instagram. The link will be down in the description below. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the story. So for those of you who don't know, I do wrestle, and I know most of you don't watch my videos, but I do mention it from time to time. And like any other sport, you know, you go to matches and tournaments and you do all these like team spirit, or not team spirit, but kind of like team stuff. You know, you guys go in a tournament, you guys compete for places in the tournament. And so I was wrestling for third place, but at least that's what I thought I was wrestling for. It actually turned out I was just wrestling to go up to wrestle for third place. And so I was kind of like, this was already late in the tournament, and I was like, F this, you know, this is tiring, this sucks, right? And so I wasn't even really into it. I was just like, like, I'm just gonna wrestle this dude and I'll be done with the tournament finally. And so I'm in the match, right? So we set up, I take off my freaking clothes, and I'm in this singlet, right, as most of you guys know, as a unitard, or is it leotard or unitard? Or tights, for those of you assholes who don't really know the sport. But yeah, so I undressed, I got my headgear on, I got my singlet on, and I was like, alright, let's do this. I'm probably not even going to win this match. And so I was already starting with doubt, right? And I was just like, I'm probably not going to win this. So in the third round, right, and I was just like, like, why am I even here still? I couldn't even believe I was lasting this long into the match, right? Because this guy was strong. He got me like in every like move, and I was just like, he was just taking me down over and over again. I was just like, God damn, like, it just needs to stop. And so I remember we were in it's called the referee's position. It's where kind of like I'm on my hands and knees. Gay! Behind me, like holding my arm and I think it's my stomach. And so he's kind of like right there. And so the ref blows the whistle, and the guy just starts wrestling me, right? We start wrestling. I'm trying to get out of it, trying to stand up, you know, trying to get away from him. And he just keeps pulling me back down and down. And so I almost get out, and he pulls me back down. And so I'm kind of like head to the mat, you know, like I'm kind of in the fetal position. And I'm head to the mat, my arms are down, and my coach is like, get up, you gotta get up. You only got like 30 seconds left. And I was like, oh, like, all right. And so I try getting up, and I swear to God, this dude grabs my nuts. Like, fucking cups my nuts, right? And I was just like, okay, that's not, of course, that, right? No. Like, no, that didn't happen right now. Whatever. So I let it slide. You know, shit happens. You know, you're fucking trying to wrestle each other, trying to keep each other down. And sometimes, you know, body parts go flying and shit touches something, and it's awkward. You know, it's a mutual agreement that you guys don't mention it to each other. So, you know, sometimes shit happens. So I was like, alright, I'll let that one slide. And so I'm getting up, I'm getting out of it. I'm like, alright, it. And he grabs my nuts again. I'm like, what the f? Like, what the f? This fool's grabbing my nuts, trying to hold me down, right? Like, that can't be legal, right? That can't be allowed. And so I was just like, what the f? And so the ref kind of stops in the middle of it, because my coach decides to like time it out or something. And so I get up, and I'm just like, I look at my coach. I'm just so tired, right? Like, I'm so like just flabbergasted. I don't use that word regularly on a regular basis. I don't know. I just felt that was necessary. So I look up at my coach, just delirious, right? Like, what the f just happened? And I look at him, I'm like, dude, he's grabbing my nuts. And my coach is like, I know. And my coach is telling me he was punching me, because I remember earlier in the match, he was on top of me, he was trying to keep me down. He was also grabbing my nuts, and the coach said he was punching, my coach said he was punching my head, and he had video of it too. The kid was punching my head. Like, he was just f***ing slamming his fist down on my head, and that's not allowed. But what is allowed is when you can kind of like push your forearm into the person's head, right? So that's allowed. And so I thought that's what he was doing. Because, I mean, I'm not a bitch, so I can handle it, you know, so I didn't really think much of it. And so when he was I thought he was rubbing his forearm, but apparently he was punching me in the back of the head and grabbing my nuts at the same time. And I was just like, what the f***? I was like, no f***, way. I was like, what do I do? And so my coach was talking to the ref, and the ref wasn't calling anything. I don't know why. The ref was just kind of ignoring my coach. And so the match continued, right? We're in referees, and I got out, and I somehow, I don't even know how I pulled it off, I somehow got behind him. Like, I went to go for a leg, like it was me and him facing each other, and I go for his leg, and I somehow get behind him. And so I got two right as the match ended, and I won. You know, guys, when you get punched in the nuts or something, like, you feel that pain in your stomach. That shit was hurting bad. Like, right after the match, I was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. And I didn't remember at the time, but my coach apparently told me that I was allowed to punch him. Like, my coach mentioned it. He was like, all right, you can punch him if you want to. Like, that was allowed. But at the time, I was just like, I didn't really think much of it. I was still in the moment. You know, blood was pumping. I was like, oh, whatever. And so I just wrestled that match and won. But I could have punched that dude. I could have got disqualified out of that tournament. And it would have made it easier. But so I went on to third place, and I ended up losing to the same guy I lost the year before in the first match. Like, I wrestled that same dude my first year of wrestling, and it was the same tournament. But instead of wrestling him for third place, he was like the first match I wrestled in the tournament, and I lost to him, and I lost to him again this time. I could have beat him, but I was too tired, and that guy grabbing my nuts was too much for me. But I think we'll just kind of end this video there with the nut grabbing story. But guys, thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like and a favorite down below, and see you guys later. Peace.